Hi there, my name is Pete Donaldson and this is XVG. I can't do a G, but it's XVG. It's XFM's very own video game show, and it's our second episode, the difficult second album, our sophomore effort. It's going to be good though. We got goals, we got guns, we got girls. Girls that don't exist necessarily in the real world, but it doesn't matter, it's fine, it's going to be good. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games is the follow-up to the multi-billion, trillion, Brazilian-selling Mario and Sonic at the Summer Olympic Games. And, as the name probably suggests, it gives you the chance to have a crack at events from the upcoming 21st Winter Olympics in Canada. You can choose from any number of characters from the Mario and Sonic universes, from the malevolent Ringo Starr lookalike Dr. Robotnik to helpless anti-feminist Princess Peach. At heart, it's a party game. Players get to play ice hockey, do a little bit of speed skating, and even chuck themselves down a luge track on a dinner tray in the frightening skeleton event. And it's here where the Wii balance board comes into play. If you've got one for events such as the bobsleigh or the downhill ski and the snowboard events and that, you can actually sit down on the Wii Fit board itself and navigate the course that way. And it's fantastic to see the board being used so extensively through a game, because it really does add another dimension to it. There's also a set of dream events as well, which, although aren't strictly Olympic events, they pretty much should be. A snowball fight at the Olympics, come on! Someone have a word. With 10 million games sold of the original, I imagine this will probably do just as well this time round. It's out on the 16th of this month on the Wii and the Nintendo DS. And if you've got a party coming up, you should get it. It's going to be luge. Huge. I meant huge.
In my day, gay guys used to be lonely, needy, and lost. Now, they're all in relationships.
The Ballad of Gay Tony, the latest Grand Theft Auto 4 expansion pack, drives its way onto your Xbox 360 in late October, probably knocking over a few hoodlums as it goes, knowing that game. This time round, you get to experience the events of the original game through the eyes of one Luis Fernando Lopez, a part-time hoodlum and right-hand man of Anthony Gay Tony Prince, a nightclub owner in Liberty City.
The nightclub trade is not what it used to be.
The last GTA 4 add-on, The Lost and the Damned, filled in great swathes of the original story from the point of view of a low-down biker gang. And all things considered, it was an excellent piece of work. The pacing was better than the original game, the missions were more varied, and Liberty City looked even grubbier and grimier than ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, more shots!
The Ballad of Gay Tony should turn out to be a whole heap of fun, with vehicular additions such as the golf cart, a big old tank, and the ability to jump out of a helicopter with nothing but a parachute. We've all had Friday nights like that, come on. You'll be able to grab yourself a copy of the expansion pack on Xbox Live come the 29th if you've got a copy of the original game. And if you haven't, and why the hell would that be the case, all 3 Grand Theft Auto 4 episodes will be available in your local video game store under the name Liberty City Stories. Lovely stuff.
Alright, who's the girl?
There wasn't a girl, man.
There's always a girl.
Alright then, here's this week's stuff what Pete Donaldson is playing this week, possibly in his pants. But then again, it is getting cold, might have to put some trousers on fairly soon. Last Friday was a weird experience. Walking into Camden Town Centre a little bit after 10, quite a strange sight greeted me. Almost every single man of voting age who was striding down the high street was carrying a plastic bag from the local game station tightly in their hands. It was like watching hungry third world villagers rushing home after happening on a UN truck dropping aid packages. Thankfully, Camden had not become a war-torn autocracy, though knowing that part of London probably wouldn't have looked that different if it had. No, it turns out that Friday was the day that FIFA 10 came out, and its fans were most definitely out in force. FIFA 10 quite predictably picks up where FIFA 09 left off, as the last iteration of the game had not only wrestled the best football game trophy away from its rival, Konami's Pro Evolution Soccer, it had also put that game into a full Nelson, probably spat in its hair as well or something. And yes, you're right, I should have used a football analogy instead of a wrestling analogy, but That's kind of why FIFA 10 performs better than ever. Strength, this time, is a key factor in muscling your way through the opposition's defence. It's all about your player's weight and momentum as you're trying to jostle a player off the ball or retain possession in the final third. But the most talked about feature of FIFA 10 is the 360-degree movement of your players. And with good cause. Believe it or not, most previous football games have always struggled in this respect. You could only ever move in 4 or 8 directions, which kind of made for a slightly formulaic approach to scoring goals. This time round though, with the new FIFA game, you're given a little bit more freedom, being able to lose defenders by giving the analog stick the tiniest of nudges, giving you much more room to get your cross or shot in. All in all, it's one hell of a package. Graphically, of course FIFA's always going to be top of the pile, but then it kind of always was. And the variety of both online and offline modes is enough to make your head spin. All the major leagues and licenses are there, which again kind of urinates on Konami's offering. The Japanese developer just hasn't speculated to accumulate, despite making $3 billion just last year company-wide. That said, we are literally weeks away from the next title in the Pro Evolution series, so the ball's definitely in Pro Evo's court. And that's a tennis analogy, people. Taste my metaphor.
Right man for the right occasion. They've won the shootout.
Well, you have to keep your nerve, and that he did.
Yet again.
Right, last week's bad video game box art feature went fairly well, so thought we'd have another round. This time we've got some listener/viewer submissions. Now, this one's from a fella whose email I completely lost, so apologies for that. GoldenEye on the N64. Very popular game, a box that probably a lot of you will have seen before, but let's take a closer look. Pierce Brosnan's mouth. It's a little bit too big. Every time I look away, then look back at his face, it seems to get bigger. It follows you around the room. Yeah. And finally for this week, Uncle Terrabag on the XFM website says, check out Metrocross, the old 8-bit game cover. Wow, that's something, isn't it? The lycra, the contorted face. He's like going, I'm skateboarding. Thank you very much for those, you lot. If you'd like to nominate your very own bad video game box art, get in touch. pete@xfm.co.uk is the way to do it. It's difficult. I don't know how they do it either. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, XVG, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. Look after yourselves. Bye.